Hello, my name is Richard Valdez. I'm running for Commissioner of District 1, Hollywood, Florida. I work for a private company and I have a 401k for my retirement. As 401k managers have told me for years and years on television and radio and print that if I regularly make contributions directly from my paycheck, then in 30 years I'll be able to retire comfortably. If you're a city worker, a fireman, or a policeman for the city of Hollywood, you do not have a 401k plan. Instead, you have a pension. The difference between a 401k plan and a pension is that those who contribute to a pension do not have the choice of whether they contribute to their pension or not. It is automatically deducted from their paycheck week in and week out for 30 years. Almost 10% of a city worker or a policeman or a fireman from the day they start until they retire 30 years later goes directly into their 401k. When our stock market varies, goes up and goes down, we're told to write it out if we have a 401k. If the stock market drops, encouraged to contribute even more to the 401k because prices are lower. The city, however, when the stock market drops, has a cow and says, we have problems, we have to adjust the pension plan. They can't write it out, and I don't understand that because we're all told to write it out. The private companies that we work for, if they behaved in this way the city behaves, there would be no stock market because no one would have the confidence to invest. If you've been contributing for 30 years, almost 10% of your salary, you have every right to expect a decent retirement from the contributions that you've made. These employees, unlike other unions such as teachers up in Chicago, cannot by law strike. They must negotiate for their rights. These negotiations are fair and settled and agreed upon by all parties. No one is getting ripped off. Everyone is in agreement. For the city to declare financial urgency and force a referendum is to remove this right of employees to negotiate. The drop is a program established by the city to allow employees to freeze their retirement in their 23rd year. They still need to work 30 years to enjoy the full benefits of their pension. But at the 23rd year, they can lock a portion in. The benefit to the city is threefold. They no longer have to contribute to the employee's pension. If the employee locks in on the drop when they're a lieutenant, in the case of the police, and they are then further working 8 years and are promoted to captain, the pension is paid out at the lieutenant salary, not the captain salary. And third, the city enjoys a turnover of their older workers who would prefer to retire early. By eliminating the drop, these benefits are lost. The city must pay 8 more years into every employee's retirement. Secondly, the city must now pay at that 30 years the highest promotion that person has retired. And third, the city is now guaranteed that we'll have a much older workforce working at a much higher management level and therefore causing a much higher pension cost a few years down the road. This is Richard Valdez. Thank you.